engines roaring, feel the beat. Ryan and John can't be beat. On the fast lane, so sleek. Gotta ever hit the street. Ooh yeah, fast lane, all night. Feel the speed, feel the light.
I don't even need that anymore. You know why? Because we've got our new Fastlane jingle, ladies and gents. There we go. Welcome to the Fastlane. I'm Ryan O'Connor. This is John Williams, proudly brought to you by Breitling, our friends at OneBet and Sanlam Private Wealth, who I can tell you now it's next month. Something very special is happening up north at Swartkops.
Yeah, Swartkops Raceway.
Love it. John, what a weekend it's been. We spoke Formula One last weekend. Daniel Ricciardo, Jacques Villeneuve having a little...
Oh, yes. It's been great. I mean, what a great race. I mean, we need to... I was thinking, imagine if they could do this. Have like sprinklers on the track and then they randomly just pop up and wet the track in certain spots to just make the race more interesting, and then go back down and then is it wet, is it dry? I mean, why not, because every time we have mixed conditions, don't you think the racing's exciting?
It makes for such exciting racing. True. And 5 minutes, the clouds are 5 minutes out, box.
Yeah, that's my new thing now, box, I love it.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, that means coming to the pits.
Well, there's nothing wrong to love box.
No, there's nothing wrong.
Means pull in.
Exactly.
100%.
Pull in and pull out. And I mean, talking about pulling out, I mean, Ricciardo had to really step up after those comments. And I think it was good because we need more. Yeah.
And then boom.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad. He scored points, but we need more commentators like Jacques Villeneuve. Like that good old school. Because look, whether it was right or wrong, he got under his skin and got him to perform a little bit. Because there's so much youngsters coming through the ranks at the moment wanting to get a drive. I mean, there's still a feud going on between Ocon and Pierre Gasly at the moment, and they've come out to say, Alpine, they're saying, listen, we will not favor one driver or the next, even though Ocon is not the favor of the month at the moment, and he probably most likely will be leaving. But it will be interesting to see where everybody ends up. Yuki Tsunoda is going to stay at Red Bull, so he's not going anywhere. The A team is staying just like that. So it's going to be interesting. Some say Mick Schumacher might be coming back. He did some testing this weekend for Mercedes. And I don't know if you heard on the team radio, Mr. Wolf came on and saying, George, focus. But he's like a one-liner. Imagine,
I don't know if that's
focus,
good.
Focus,
George. Is that good? Is that good for?
I wouldn't like it.
No.
And remember there was that famous race car driver Kimi Räikkönen when they tried to tell him,
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a little bit offside. I mean, but then I thought about it. But what's the difference between like Alex Ferguson having a go at one of the players, or coach on the sideline?
Because he doesn't do it in front of the public. They go into the changing rooms and he'd have a spat with the team. Whereas this is a bit more public. You know what I mean?
Everybody's hearing it. Yeah.
Let's talk about this coming weekend though, because we've got South Africans in action at Le Mans.
Yeah, so we got Calvin and Sheldon. So Sheldon is driving the hypercar. So, Ryan, it is so exciting. I think there must be about 16 to 18 hypercars, with Lamborghini, where we see Jordan as the reserve driver for them with Roman Grosjean. I mean, if I was Jordan, I would, spike the food or something in one of the drivers so I could get a drive. But I mean, great that he's a part of that team and he's there learning and he actually got to drive the car. I mean, you could see the smile on his face. He must have loved that. And then you've got Porsche, you've got Toyota, you've got Peugeot. So you've got all these great teams and manufacturers.
Event.
It is. You've got 3 drivers. We spoke about it going through the night, 24 hours flat out. I mean, they are flat out for 24 hours. And then we've got Calvin, which is in the Lexus. So he's driving for Lexus Toyota in the LMP GT car. And he'll do very well. Obviously, a very experienced GT car driver, Calvin. And then we've got our very good friend, like we kind of adopted him as a South African, Rene Rast, a German driver that comes out here on holiday a lot. He's also teamed up with Sheldon in the hypercar for BMW. So
nice.
It's very, very exciting. Valentino Rossi's come out and just taken over the whole show. Fans wanting to get autographs with him and like sort of bombarding and taking over and pushing everybody out the way to get his autograph. And I must say he's adapted really well from 2 to 4 wheels. Showing some great pace. And he just seems to love whatever he does. Wherever he goes, it looks so cool to be around him. So car looks great and I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they do. They've got a good chance of winning that class too.
Lots of local motor racing happening. There's drifting out at Killarney this coming Saturday as well. And the Porsche Club Cape Town on yet another great run this coming Saturday at Father's Day.
Yeah, we see the Porsche run will be heading out to Franschhoek, Wissenhof, to go and have lunch there. And we see first light couriers who are sponsoring the event. So nice to get sponsors on board and generate a bit of cash for those charities, which is also nice. But I mean, again, we've got such beautiful roads to run on through the Cape. So they get about 40 to 50 cars that event. And then drifting. We haven't seen drifting for a while. So that's nice at the Killarney International Raceway. I mean, those guys, I mean, you've seen it. They go proper sideways.
Yeah, proper.
So lack of horsepower. If you like the smell of burning rubber and some clutch and some V8, then go down.
I'm about to drop a clutch. We need to talk cars and in terms of what you and I have been driving.
Yes.
Let's have a look at this. John, what a week it's been. 2 incredible cars in the stable. That's right, 3 incredible cars in the stable. This, we say goodbye to the CX-5, the 2-litre dynamic. What a great vehicle at this price point. What are you going to buy to compete with that?
Yeah, perfect size, I think, for your daily running around. You don't want the big SUV, you don't want a too small vehicle. Perfect size, perfect price, great car.
Mazda have done it again. Incredible vehicle. We spoke about this one last week. And we moved from the Mazda onto a car that we've had before, right?
Yes.
But we've had the twin version, right? It's twin motor version. It's runs a front and rear axle system. This is the single system, the XC40.
Yeah, it actually engine powers to the rear wheel. So it's got the motors on the back, so obviously rear wheel drive, which is quite unusual. But I must say, we're driving more and more Volvos these days. And it's just such a good, solid car.
Well, listen,
and I'm really enjoying the electric cars.
Isn't it weird that not so long ago we were at an event with Volvo and we were talking about the future and the technology that's being implemented now at an early stage. The Volvos were early adapters in terms of and adopters in terms of that vehicles. This vehicle, unbelievable. Again, top quality spec, priced so competitively in the e-space. What's not to love about the look?
And Ryan,
distinctive looks.
But look at this. Look, I'm just fascinated about EV cars and their wheels, the rims. Look at these. Fully airflow. The colors have been fantastic. Inside is so nice and smart. So we've been really lucky to enjoy a lot of electric cars over the last couple of weeks.
I think Volvo have also shaken off that very conservative look and feel about them. You know, for many years, Volvo cars, you looked at them, phenomenal vehicles. I owned the XC60 before. Great car. You knew you were getting a car that was the safest on the road. But I use the word conservative, and I love how they've broken out of their mold and kind of dominated in that space now. Not only electric, but just in general. All their cars are a little bit funky, a little bit cooler. You know, the Swedes are mixing it up quite nicely. And you've been to Sweden before. You know that it's the Swedes can be funky if they want to.
They can be a lot of fun. And I think what's quite nice is I think they're leading the way in terms of their price point at the moment and the speeds. I mean, what are these cars doing under 4 seconds, 0 to 100? It's amazing.
Lovely car. From these two onto another one from Lexus, as kids cry in the background. John and I will talk a little bit about that car specifically. Probably one of the best hybrids I've ever driven. John, this is a pretty unique Lexus. I'll tell you why. Because when I got it, it had just come out the wash bay, right? It was a beautiful Cape Town winter's day. The sun was shining. Not a bird in sight. Now, you'll see I've got a very, very early gift on this RX 500h Lexus. Look where the bird went and left me a little gift. Right over there on the door. Look at this. I mean, can we just have a look at this? Look at that. I mean, really, it was a vegan bird. I can tell that by the color of the dropping there. But no offense to the car. As John said, it's probably a bit of good luck coming our way in this vehicle. Hybrids, I've driven the 350 before. That's the previous hybrid we had from Lexus, the RX 350h. I've got to say, the one thing I don't enjoy about hybrids in general is that normally the engines themselves, the combustion engines are underpowered, right?
True.
So the battery's there to kind of give you the oomph, give you the push that you need, hence the hybrid crossover system. This is the 500, right?
Yeah.
This engine in here, over 220 kilowatts of power on your foot at foot already. Add the hybrid crossover system onto it, and boom, this is the ultimate hybrid.
Listen, I could feel the power this morning on the way back from the station. I mean, it was just amazing. You just feel that oomph. It's definitely got enough power to pull, because it's a big car. Yeah. Lots of space, so you need the engine power. Otherwise, you said it feels a little bit underpowered, but not in this car. Definitely not
in this car. Again, Lexus have headed out the park with a color, great color scheme for this one. Personally, I love the color on this vehicle.
Yeah, nice to see something different.
Nice to see something different. The finishes are all obviously Lexus and what we've come to know from Lexus inside. Quality finishes, quality drive on the road, a bit of a head turner in terms of looks, the slightly angled and diamond finish on the front and back.
It's not something you see on the road much, so it's quite nice when you do see these cars. And I mean, again, we spoke about the comfort in terms of the bucket seats. It holds you really nicely in the car. So yeah, great car to drive. Really enjoyed it. Solid. And again, we talk about the big SUVs. This is in that category, taking on the other German cars. So yeah, great car.
You drove another vehicle, and I want you to talk us through that little vehicle that you drove this week. As far as I'm concerned, it's also one of the best EV vehicles out there. The new i40, iX M40.
Yes, the BMW iX40, great car.
Yeah.
I mean, again, space. These EV cars, because they don't have the drivetrains and things like that, they just got more space around, like the footwell. The seats at the back also, they can incline. And it's like, for me, they're like almost like these big spaceships. They just float on the road. And it's like, it's weird. I don't know if it's because we're getting older, Ryan, but that like kind of tranquil gliding along the roads, it's growing on me. And then when you want to get going in a hurry, put your foot down. I mean, these things must be weighing close to, 2.5 tons?
Absolutely.
And they just go, So I really enjoyed that car from BMW Tiger Valley. I think, again, electric cars, we're seeing more and more on the road. We're understanding the charging points where they are.
Yeah.
We don't have that range anxiety like what we started off with. So it's good.
Can't wait to try the all-new Range Rover Evoque. That is on the way. Talk about electric hybrid vehicle. Join next week as we talk about that.
Slightly longer version of cars we were driving, and rightly so, because we had a lot of talk about. We had 4 cars basically to chat about in the space there. So I hope you enjoyed that. Looking forward to getting that Range Rover Evoque hybrid car next week to drive, and I'll let you know how that goes. Speaking of next week, though, as well, just a reminder that we've got a best of happening next week at school holidays. John's off to have his hemorrhoids removed. So piles of fun next week. We wish John all the best as he goes for the...
It's going to be a cracking experience.
Slipped one through the crack of dawn.
But no, road trip again.
Road trip,
I'm going to be test driving one of the cars from BMW Tiger Valley going up there, so that's going to be really nice.
Do you know what you're getting yet?
No, it is either going to be an X1 or 3 Series. So
nice, beautiful cars, both of them can't go wrong.
So I'm looking forward to that.
We've done that similar trip, you and I, in an X5, the
X3
diesel.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's a great car. And you know what we said we want to do off air is that we want to maybe test the limits of finding charging points from here to who knows where.
Them. We're going to surprise them in case somebody else jumps on it and does it before we do.
Got some.
You never know.
Everyone's watching. Exactly. But
anyway,
have you found? I mean, Ryan, we always say, we don't claim to be experts or anything, but driving all these different vehicles has given us a very good feel for what's going. And I mean, it's been interesting jumping from car to car to car. I mean, I know you've really enjoyed it, but I mean, SUV, bakkie, sedan, it's so difficult to choose electric, motor. I mean, where's your head at the moment with all these vehicles?
I was thinking about that. There was the dilemma I had, thinking about if I had one car only.
Yeah.
And realistically speaking, I would say it would have to be under R1 million, right? One car under R1 million. Would it be a car? Would it be an SUV? Would it be a bakkie?
Yeah.
At this stage, I am torn between a double cab Toyota Hilux. You and I showed you one this morning. The GRS.
Yeah.
In black or in that silver.
Yes.
With those massive chunky off-road tires.
Does look sporty.
It's between that and I don't know.
Yeah, it's tricky choosing these days, because you kind of need, I mean, we spoiled because we get a type of vehicle for every kind of condition that we go to.
Yes.
But to choose one would be hard.
It's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
If you had R1 million to spend on a car, a brand new car, don't tell me you'd buy a 2 million car that's been discounted and pre-owned. Maybe. What would you spend R1 million on in terms of buying one car? One car for your needs now. One car. Let us know in the comments down below.
Don't be a one car.
One car. Let us know if you are a one car. If you're a one car guy. Hey, guy. Is this you? Are you a one car guy?
And tell me, watches. I mean, I've been so lucky to spend some time with you. I've become a little bit of a watch connoisseur. Watching
connoisseur.
You. Yeah, exactly. But really,
Breitling Avi Mosquito, the Super Avi Mosquito. Beautiful from Breitling. It's lovely.
Very nice.
Very, very nice.
Besides watches, knives too.
Knives. We will get into that as well. If you're a knife fan of knives, somebody broke my knife this week.
No.
But we won't get into that. Moron.
You must have been very upset. I know how much you love your knives.
Yeah, very upset.
Anyway,
Anyway,
your wives. Knives.
My wives and my knives. It's a great collection. Listen, take care, everybody. Happy Father's Day. Have a nice long weekend. May it be filled with youth and the abundance of youth this weekend as we celebrate Youth Day with a public holiday in South Africa on Monday. Like, subscribe, be a part of the community, and we'll be back with another one in 2 weeks' time. Of course, next week there's a highlights package going out to all our sponsors, Breitling, to our friends Villy at OneBet, now eBet as well on the horizon, and Sanlam Private Wealth. We'll see you again next time.
Engines roaring, feel the beat. Ryan and John can't be beat.